everybody. Today we're going to practice football throwing so that we can pass the football like champs. It's kind of weird teaching from home because usually I get either cheers or jeers when I refer Clemson, but so I don't have to get any backlash from me if you don't like Clemson. It's okay though. I like Gamecocks too, but our main focus is throwing the football, which is kind of hard to do at home, especially if you don't have a football at home, or maybe you do have a football at home, or you're stuck inside. It's okay. We're going to make a paper vortex, and I'm going to teach you how to do a paper vortex, and we're going to practice throwing using our football cues. So, did you ever consider that a football is a lot like an airplane? Do you know why? Well, because you want the football to fly aerodynamically through the air as far as possible. It's just like an airplane. There are forces of flight that we have to consider. Weight, which is like gravity, what pulls us to the earth. Lift, which is variances in air pressure. Thrust, which is usually created by the airplane engine. And if you think of the engines on an airplane, they spiral just the same way you want a football to spiral when you throw it. And then drag is like aerodynamics. You don't want to impede the flight of something with friction, so you want it to be as smooth as possible, which is why you want the spiral on the football too, so it can kind of slice through the air. All right, so let's get to working on the paper vortex for us to practice throwing. And since it's paper, you may even be able to throw inside the house, but ask your parents' permission first. Of course, it's a lovely day outside today, so we can take this outside too. Now, you can YouTube different ways of making a paper vortex. All you got to do is search on YouTube for paper vortex, V-O-R-T-E-X. And there's a lot of different methods. You can make them lots of different sizes. And really all you need is a regular piece of paper, even notebook paper would work, and some tape. All right, so here we go. The first thing you want to do is put the wide part of the paper so that it's facing you. Some people call this folding it hot dog style because it's long like a hot dog. So just fold the paper in half and make a good crease down the middle. And then you want to open the paper back up so that you can see the crease. Now take the wide edge that's closest to you and then fold it so that it touches the middle and leave it folded. So I'm just going to fold this over to the middle. I'm going to leave it folded. Make a good crease. All right, now let's do the same thing again. Take the wide edge that's closest to you and fold it to the middle again, leaving it folded. Okay, now we want to make this section even smaller because we're trying to add weight to the front of the vortex, because that weight is what's going to propel it forward. So let's make it thinner by folding this flap in half. So take the wide edge that's closest to you and fold it to the middle again, which is going to make the flap even thinner. And make a good crease. It doesn't matter if it's perfectly straight, it'll be okay. All right, now take the whole entire flap and fold it over again. And again, there are a lot of different ways you can make a paper vortex. So you might want to YouTube and experiment and try different folds and different methods. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to get this to curve so we can turn it into a tube shape. So either you could use your fingers and work it out, or you could run it along the edge of the countertop by pressing your hand on the paper and then pulling, and do that several times. And you'll see the paper start to curve. So you'll be able to make a cylinder tube shape. There we go. Okay, so now what you want to do is leave the flap so that's on the inside and fold the ends together. You can even tuck one edge under the other edge and hold it in place. And you can see mine's not perfect. It's okay. It'll be all right. I might try the other edge over. And sometimes if you switch edges, it'll come out a little bit more even. All right, so all you need now is some clear tape or masking tape. If you don't have tape, you might could even paper clip it together or staple it together. Maybe even glue, but you might have to wait for it to dry before you can throw it. Okay, so now we have vortex, and you can smooth it out to get the cylinder into a better, more smooth circular shape And again, there's lots of different ways you can throw. I would experiment with it. Okay, so now let's talk about how to throw aerodynamically. Get this thing to throw like an airplane, but we need to talk about our football technique because that's really what we're trying to improve. So here's the cues for forward passing. Side to target, step opposite foot. You want to bring the ball back to your ear, extend your arm, and when you do that, you also want to rotate your hips because that's what adds that power. Remember we talked about thrust? So we want to add thrust by rotating our hips and adding power. And then to get the ball to spiral, you want it to roll off of your fingertips. So we're going to try to roll this paper vortex off of our fingertips so it'll make a spiral. And then follow through means that you bring your arm all the way across. Okay, so to make this like throwing a football, I'm going to step back a little bit. And of course, you put your fingers on the top of the football on the laces. And then the first thing is your side to target, your opposite side to target. You could even point to your target. You bring the ball up to your ear, elbow up. And then you step opposite foot, and then you use your throwing elbow and you rotate to add force of that thrust. And when you let go, you want it to roll off of your fingertips so it'll spiral. Now the weight needs to be to the front, so the flap should be at the front of your vortex. All right, so let me go ahead and give it a throw and let's see how it goes. All right, so side to target, ball up to your ear, step opposite foot, and let it roll. There we go, that's pretty good. Okay, let's take it outside, it's a nice day. And I'll take the others that I made too, because they're different sizes. And we'll see which one works best. Oh yeah, welcome to my house. Come on out to the front yard. It's a beautiful sunny day. We're supposed to be social distancing, but it's all right to go outside and play and have a good time as long as the weather's nice. All right. So let's see, what were those cues to throw in the football again? What's the first thing I need to do? Yeah, side to target. I'm going to go that way. And then what do I do with the ball? Hold it up to my forehead? No, that's right. Hold it up to your ear. And then I step with my opposite foot. And then as I rotate this back hip forward, I'm going to roll it off my fingertips. Okay. Let's try one of the others. Good. Let's say the cues again. Side to target, ball to ear, step opposite foot, rotate hip forward. That one landed in the bush. All right, one more time. One more time. Side to target, ball to ear, step opposite foot, and let it roll off your fingertips. That one went the farthest. All right, well, I hope you'll enjoy this little, it's kind of a craft project, science project. Who knew that PE could be so scientific? But I hope you'll enjoy this at home and be safe, be sweet, wash your hands real good, take care of yourselves. Bye, everybody.